Here is a question. What's in your basement?
A lot of junk. Mike Randall is checking in with a Grand Island man who may just have the coolest answer to that question.
Some guys turn their basements into rec rooms or man caves. John Boutet made his a museum.
There's a lot to take in when you come down the stairs and see what's down here.
It's not just museum-like. John's basement is an honest-to-goodness, wall-to-wall, floor-to-ceiling, incredibly awesome museum that celebrates Buffalo sports.
I love Buffalo, I love history, and I love sports. So you put it all together and it's Buffalo sports history.
There are a lot of things to see down here. John says first-time visitors are sometimes overwhelmed.
So you might have to call them over and say, you know, there's a great story over here. You know, this item's really cool. This is hard to find. This is historic.
He started collecting as a kid.
Probably since I was 5 or 6 years old, I think.
He and a couple of friends transformed this space in his Grand Island home into the perfect showcase for his stuff. And by the way, this isn't all of it.
This is, believe it or not, it's about a third of the collection. There's another half to 2/3 that are still in totes.
He prefers vintage Buffalo sports history and has some really old collectibles to prove it.
If you look straight down, we got some ticket stubs from the 1870s. Some programs from the Bisons in the 1870s.
Here's a sign a friend rescued from a dumpster and had to cut in half to fit into his car.
Well, this sign used to be hung at the corner of Jefferson and Best.
John has pieces from the Odd, the Rock Pile, and movie props from the Natural. There are memories from Buffalo's wrestling heyday.
Christmas night, people were heading to the Odd to go see Little Abner versus Mighty Tom.
He's a phys ed teacher in Wheatfield and an archivist and curator for the Buffalo Bisons, and you might say the perfect person to put together a collection like this. John says that in order for an item to end up in his collection, it has to have a story attached to it.
Mike, can you not touch that?
Sorry. When John looks around here, he doesn't really see things, he sees memories.
You know, when I was watching the Bills at the Rock Pile for the first time, if I look at an item that brings me right back to where I was sitting.
Not many people would have the passion to put together and preserve this wonderful piece of the past. Thank goodness John Boutet did.
It belongs to Western New York and it should stay in Western New York.
Mike Randall, 7 Eyewitness News.